want to utilize some props to support you. I have my dog Maru behind me as our prop today, but you might want to bring a pillow. You can use your couch cushions, your couch pillows. You can use any props such as blankets, thick beach towels, towels that you can roll up. And you also can utilize your blocks or anything that has the same stability as a block that you can maybe put a blanket over to add some cushion so that you can support yourself. We'll also use a strap so that way you can get into your hamstrings a little bit today and into the shoulders, into the arms. And you can also use a scarf if you don't have a strap, or you can use a belt or anything that is along the same lines as that. You can put any type of music on that you like to relax and get yourself into that space of meditation. It's really up to you. And let's begin in a comfortable seat. And a comfortable seat is just that. You'll sit yourself up nice and tall. Let your hips be over your knees as to open up through the pelvic floor. This gives you plenty of space for more room to breathe. Okay, nice. And then from here, go ahead and drop the shoulders down, lift your chest nice and open. Beautiful. And let's just come into our breath. I'm going to begin our music here in just a second. Setting your intention, your mindset on how you change your life, the voices, the thoughts, the words that we put into our bodies, into our manamaya kosha, anamaya kosha, even up into vijnamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha. Nice. And here we go. At any time, we hold these poses between 3 to 5 minutes. So if you need to change your position or adjust yourself in the particular asana, but don't get out of the asana, as this is the time to face that which has been uncomfortable for you, that which has been a challenge. And this is that time where we're able to connect, restore, recharge, and regroup. We face these mirrors. Nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll be here for the next 3 minutes in meditation. For those of you new to this meditation process, begin to release the body and let go of any tension. Soften through the buttocks, lengthen through the spine, roll the shoulders back, and allow your heart to widen and expand through the chest. Really receive. Rest your hands gently anywhere on your lap or on your chair or down by your sides. Bring attention to your face and relax your face, your jaw, your eyes, and your brow. Let go of the thought if you're doing it right. You're just doing. You're just breathing. And then notice the space between the eyebrows, if the eyes are closed, as though the sun was kissing the space right there. This is known as your third eye. And visualize the sun shining right in the space of the third eye, illuminating a vibrant, bright light. What is that color for you? And just notice how this beautiful light wraps around you and hugs you and embraces you in the most joyous way, uplifting. You can release any of your worries. You can surrender anything that's holding you back into this light, into the sun. might even repeat the words silently to yourself. As my sister and I spoke of this morning, Soham, I am. I am. Satnam. And now we remain here in the next minute in silence, in your own space of meditation, guided by your breath. Take this time to kindly bring awareness back into your body, slowly wiggling the toes and the fingers. And maybe offer a gentle orientation by pressing the hands into the thighs, into the knees, just giving yourself a gentle squeeze, maybe around the arms as you embrace yourself, and notice the sensation of touch, appreciating the sensation of touch, of oneness, of loving thyself. And then bringing the hands to palms touch, Anjali Mudra. Offer this gift, an intention, a prayer to God, your divine source, being, angels. And as you reach up, start to find more length, like a child reaching up to their father, to their mother, to their divine. And as you exhale the intensity of this vibration, let go and release the hands down to touch the earth, earth touch. Tune in to either the carpet underneath you, the wood floor, the tile. What does the sensation feel like, the texture from one to the other? Explore. Yin gives us the time to explore the depths within ourselves, not to attain a goal, but to discover where we can go beyond it. You might keep the left fingers in a teepee position or let them rest on a block or on a book or on a pot or a pan. And you're going to reach the right arm up to the sky and get a stretch to your right side body obliques as you bring your right hip down to the ground or into the block. If you need to change the cross of your legs, please do so. Otherwise, remain where you are. Roll the right shoulder back. And here we take a journey about 5 circles going backwards, just to add a little flow, a little movement, receiving the effortless pause and the nectar of each asana, each experience of that seat. Asana meaning that seat specifically. What does it feel like to move sensually and slowly? What does it feel like to tune into the tantric experience of being in your body? What does it feel like to marry the breath to the movement? When you complete 5 breaths at your breath pace, your footprint, not mine, go ahead and reverse your circles, keeping in mind that you're going to repeat this exact same pose on the other side. So once you complete this at your leisure, at your breath pace, give yourself permission to transition. Don't wait for my cue. You are your greatest teacher. Discover and explore. As the fingers touch the ground on the opposite side, take a moment to pause there and find that connection when you transition. Appreciating the Om and the experience and the vibrations around you. Getting your stretch, getting and receiving. And then holding the space, not the breath. As we come into the final rotation, those of you wrapping up, go ahead and join each other as we all gaze to the sky, reaching that left arm over as far as we can, releasing the right shoulder down, resting there. And bring yourself all the way back up, pulling up, touch the sky. Find victory pose, reach the arms out wide, capture this moment, touch the sun, and then bring it all into the heart space. As we bring it into the heart space, pass the hands down through the hips, through the knees, out by your sides. Take your hands just gently behind you to give yourself support as you extend your legs out long. And if you need to tap your knees out, if anything fell asleep on you, this is the time to offer this EFT, emotional freedom technique, some tapping through the body. It stimulates the meridians in the system. And then let's kindly, either option 1, you're going to come to your back, which is always a sweet add, okay? And option 2, you'll stay where you are and you take a strap around your right foot, okay? I'll show you both versions. So if you're coming onto your back, we'll bring our right knee into the chest. And a sweet add, if you don't happen to have any of these props around, just interlace or bring your hands behind your thigh and hold your thigh. And then you start to press your leg in the direction of the clouds, the ceiling, the sky, and press actively through your heel. We'll be here for 2 minutes before extending the leg out to the side. So take a space that feels comfortable, and then once you're there, remain for the 2 minutes. You might take your left foot and bend the knee and keep it planted, or you might extend the leg after about a minute or so, okay? If you have a strap, you can wrap it around the ball of your foot on your back. Those of you sitting up, wrapping the strap around the ball of your foot, keeping the knee bent, and staying very lifted in the upper body as though you were leaning up against the wall. Flex your foot or begin to draw your foot out with each exhale, pulling your lower belly in. If you feel comfortable here, then you may begin to draw yourself forward. Those of us on our back might begin to draw our leg closer towards our forehead. At this point, you've got about 1.5 minutes left in this particular version of the pose. We start on the right side of the body as we work through the ascending colon, the digestive tract, the root, sacral chakras, Manipura chakra through the core, through the belly, through the back body. If you feel comfortable in this particular asana, in this space, you're welcome to remain here, actively kicking your leg in the direction of the sky. Or we're going to begin the journey, turning the right toes out to the side and bringing the leg down. And maybe you create a kickstand with your arm and stay right about 25 degrees for some students, and that's cool, no problem, okay? You can go all the way down, especially if you have a strap, you can really help yourself there supported. If that's still not an option, you can bend your knee, place your foot towards your ankle in half butterfly pose and allow your knee to sway out. Maybe you place a block or a pillow or a couch cushion or here a nice big rock underneath your thigh, okay? And stay there. If you're up and seated, you'll take your leg out with your strap to the side, okay? Resting it either on your block. You don't want to round in your spine, so I want you to stay very lifted with the pelvic floor slightly tilted forward. And you're opening up that space here in that right hip flexor. And half butterfly would be very similar to Janu Shirshasana for those of you seated coming into this space. Really adapt the postures to work for you. You are your greatest teacher. Nice. If you feel comfortable here, extend your left leg long. If you're on your back, getting a nice big L-shaped stretch. Big and open. We remain here. Nice. 2 minutes rest. Inhaling so, exhaling hum, I am. What is your mantra? What are we releasing today? And then kindly begin to make little adjustments, subtle movements into the body. If you have your strap wrapped around your foot, you're going to bring your leg up. Maybe you help your leg up, bring it back to center. Draw your knee in towards your chest, everyone. And then release that right foot and let's switch. Bring your left knee in. All the options apply here now that you know where you are going. Find the experience that serves you best. Extend the leg in the direction of the sky. Option extend the right leg or keep it bent. Option to let your knee sway out if that serves a little bit better. Okay, so you want to give yourself permission to either walk your foot out to the width of your mat or allow your knee to come out to the side and rest on the blade edge of your foot. Okay, so you give yourself some permissions to move around. Protection time. And then from this space, really activate the heel. We remain here 2 minutes. Going through this warm up for the hip flexors, through the hamstrings. Notice how your breath, if it's shallow, if you're full breathing, if you're baby breathing. Really determine, where is the breath today? Where is the focus, the intentions? Where is the mind? Allowing for clarity, the whisper. Notice the tapas, the heat energy rising from the foot all the way to the knee, to the hips, through the leg. Offer a gentle point, a flex, a rotation, and offer yourself more time to receive the nectar of the expression. Let's begin the journey of taking the toes out towards the left and the descent out to the left, and stay here resting on your support. For me, it's Maru. My sister's getting a kick out of this on her deck over there. She's basking in the sun. And this is a sweet spot to take that opposite arm and just reach and get a stretch from one direction all the way to the other. So now we're massaging through the descending colon, the yin and yang, the Ida and Pingala, the balance between the two sides. Clearing the digestive tract, allowing the tailbone to really settle into the ground. Remember, those of you that wish to take a half butterfly, you're always welcome to take half butterfly and support the thigh as well. So please note you have variations to explore. Got a minute and a half here. And then from this particular space, option 1, hang out here. Take your time. Option 2, start to bring your leg back up to center. Draw your knee in. Take both knees in this time. Give yourself a sweet hug here. Or maybe even opposing directions. Take the knees out. Make a few circles. And then let's reverse those circles. And then taking it easy, rolling onto the left or to the right. And let's press ourselves up towards a seated position, slowly and lazily, making our way up. Very nice. And then we'll just sweetly take ourselves forward onto hands and knees to start. Set yourself up so that you can sit back on your heels for hero's pose. 2 options apply in hero's pose. You can have your feet untucked, or you can tuck your toes and sit on the heels. So you have some options, okay? You're opening up the fascia space bottom of your foot when you're sitting on your heels with the toes tucked. From this particular spot, make it comfortable for your knees depending on the terrain that you're on. Roll the shoulders back and down. We will be sitting in this posture for 3 minutes in meditation, opening up the bottoms of the feet, opening up the knee joints, opening up through your calf muscles and the hip flexors. So I always encourage you to start extremely supported and propped up in this particular experience, because 3 minutes is a long time for this pose, and begin to work your way down. Keeping in mind you are not releasing or dumping any energy, but your muscles are all working in this pose. Your crown is lengthening up towards the sky. Shoulders stacking over the hips. Beginning to feel a nice stretch through the quads. Ladies will have the left over the right, men right over left. Notice the sensations that are beginning to arise for you. Notice your breath. Is it still shallow? Is it still long and fluid? Are you still breathing, or are we holding the breath? Relaxing through your eyebrows and your jaw. Relax your tongue. Draw the chin slightly in towards the chest, ears back over the shoulders. In the second minute, we typically begin to find nuances that we want to move around for. Ask yourself why. If it's just discomfort, remain. If it's pain, change. And we're beginning to find the om in the discomfort, in the newness. Traditionally, the body wants to withhold itself from moving forward. When something new presents itself, your body will react naturally to this experience. Allow your higher self to let it say it's okay, that you are held and protected. And it's okay to open up and release into the feet of foundation, into the knees of stability, through the lower back for comfort and strength, through the upper back for your posture, for your heart space, and through the crown. Last 45 seconds together in silence. Begin to deepen the sound of your breath. Inhale. Deep exhale through the nose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Very nice. Slowly begin to release. Fingers, hands. You might come to your forearms in front of you and round out your spine here, and then untuck the toes, spread the toes, give them some love, maybe tap them out. Take a child's pose if you wish. And then very slowly rolling your way back up, rolling the shoulders back and down. We're going to kindly take our right foot forward. You might TP your fingers, use some strength there. Right foot forward. And your left knee is going to come back behind you in a little bit of a lizard stretch. And you're going to place yourself in a space that feels comfortable. And this is a nice time to either use your dog as a block here and support yourself. You know, can use some blocks or pots and pans and all the things, right? He's just in heaven on the yoga mat. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. Maybe actually we're going to be here for 5 minutes. So this is the time where we really get personal with our bodies, my friends. So I'm going to ask you to start pretty high up for your first minute. Get comfortable. Bless you. And then begin that process of letting go. Really letting go. We store so much in our hips, y'all. So much. I know, babe. You agreed. Just begin to discover the colors, the shapes, the patterns you might be seeing, the gentle rocking back and forth that you're doing to adjust as you settle into the posture. Those of you preparing to transition deeper, you might decide to take your forearms to the ground. You might walk your foot out to the side. You might lower your hip down to one side here and find a different stretch that feels good for you today. Take a minute, any variation that serves you. I really like coming onto my forearms. That is beautiful. That's perfect. My sister has her left hip down on the ground. I just want to make sure I don't turn the mic off. Left hip on the ground, which is really great. And then her forearms are on the ground. It's a beautiful space to be in. Those of you that find that a little more challenging, see how my dog is right here underneath my thigh, that he's becoming my bolster. Now he doesn't want to be my bolster. Oh, yes, he does. He's perfect. So he's being the bolster for my thigh. And at the same time, you see his roundness is about the size of a bolster. So if you were to place your dog who wants to be your bolster underneath you, or a bolster about the size of my dog, thank you, Maru, then you will be able to rest your hips nice and comfortably there. Okay? Thank you. We're breathing together. Breathe with me.
Oh, he's such a good dog.
He's so good. Yoga dog.
He is. He loves it. They don't ever let me do yoga. That's so loud in the room because he watches the camera.
Last 10 seconds in this version before transitioning to a deeper version, if you so wish, to Start to lay flat on the ground. Those of you that are pretty high, please give yourself that time to explore being that high up, okay? You can rest your hands on your thigh. That's fine too, okay? And stay in this position for a few minutes. That's fine, okay? You don't have to go all the way down to the ground. Some people have to go a little bit deeper or further based on their own personal flexibility. Remember that every body's different. Every experience is different. Just breathe. That's all I'm asking. We're getting ready to transition to the last 2 minutes. We're here. You can take it any expression deep into this place that you love. Those of you that need to come up a little bit, come up a little bit. So Maru crossed his right paw over his left, so he can give himself that experience. Every time I talk about him, he moves. I know you're gonna be my bolster. Here's my bolster. I love this. Is the best yin yoga together ever. I love these juicy poses because they really, really bring us into the space of reflection. That's something my sister and I were talking about, is the mirror. And really exploring the concept of the mirror. So the mirror is not about us blaming anyone. The mirror is about us coming face to face with ourselves and the patterns that we are so used to doing over and over again. And in this space of awareness is where we start to release it. Notice we start on the right side of our bodies. The right side of our bodies, we always begin on in asymmetric poses, as the right side offers itself to what we call Pingala. And Pingala is the space of awareness that comes through the more masculine side. But it also crosses at the top through the throat chakra into the left side of the body, touching and embracing Aida, the feminine aspect of the soul self. And so hence why we begin on the right for the balance of yin and yang, or what we call hatha in the yoga tradition, the sun and the moon. The dantian in the Buddhist tradition, the Reiki, the energy field of the Manipura. And now that I've distracted you enough, go ahead and start to move your body side to side. If you need to take your leg to the sky or move around, please do so. Thank you so much. Mwah. I love it. And let's come back to center. Please take your left foot forward. Nice. You're going to hear all kinds of love in this microphone. All kinds. And then from here, begin to take the journey. Salud and bless you, love. Start to take the right hip forward. TP the fingers. Blocks are always a sweet add. I would even acknowledge utilizing a chair in front of you. You can rest your forehead on the chair. But allow yourself this time, we're opening up now through the psoas as we begin the intention now through the left side of the body. 5 minutes. And now that you know all the variations to choose from, please explore the variations that work the best for you. Loves it. And begin to take the next version of your expression as we sink a little more into your version of your pose. Remembering that if you're up high, you might walk your left foot out a little bit to the side. Walk your right knee out so that you can create more space, okay? Those of you with spinal fusion, please note that really consider moving the hips, okay, to attain the shape to open up through the legs for your bodies, okay? So as to still maintain the shape as opposed to feeling that you have to come into something that we know is not healthy. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Está lo más. Mm-hmm. Transition, last 3 minutes. Transition, last 2 minutes. Last minute. And the slow transition to movement back and forth. Please take your sweet time, y'all. And then you can take the left leg back, coming into either a downward dog, a child's pose, movement from side to side. Give yourself what you need in this experience. You can round your spine, cat tuck, rolling up maybe through a Ustrasana. Just give yourself some time to move around organically. I know, baby, we're almost there. We're going to take Shavasana. And then let's go ahead, and before we roll ourselves back onto our backs, let's just bring that right leg over the left. And coming into half Lord of the Fish pose. Or for those of you that might prefer letting your ankle just rest on the thigh, you can do that as well. Also, keeping in mind, keep the foot on the inside. It's okay, Maru. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, twist to the right and take the left arm to the outside of the right thigh or hug yourself here, looking over your right shoulder. Again, the other option is keeping the foot on the inside. And those of you that like to bend the knee and bring that left foot back, please do so. We're gonna be here for a nice, juicy 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. So really take your time to begin the exploration into this experience. Articulating the spine for those of you able, those of you remember spinal fusions or any spaces that are a little bit more fused together, you wanna bring that right hip back, left hip forward. And for those of us without the spinal fusion, please keep the hips forward and articulate the spine, nourishing your spine, and then looking over your right shoulder. Returning to breath, connecting the motion to the breath. Allowing your crown to reach the sky. Returning back to the vibrant light we started with, the sun in the space between the eyebrows. And the ribs become the extension of the light that wraps around you front to back. The internal hug. The eternal hug. Last 2 minutes on your own here. Begin the journey back through center, taking a nice deep breath in. Articulating the spine back to center space. Exhale, counter twist. Take a gentle itty bitty little twist to the left and hug your chin in. Take a moment back to center. Gently fingers touch the earth, extend the legs out in front. EFT, tap, tap, tap. Intention setting through the meridians, sending energy through the toes, up through the hips. From the hips, they go up through the spinal cord, through the nadi channel to the crown samadhi. And extend the right leg and draw the left foot either in the right thigh, outside the right thigh, or we bend the knee and hug yourself here. Please take all the variations that serve you. Any of those that seem fit. You've got 3 minutes to explore the options. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Hug your knee. Make your adjustments, all the nuances to start, and then breathe. We settle. We connect to the side of Ida. Last minute together here. And the slow rotation begins by bringing awareness into subtle body. Making all of the adjustments, start to slowly rotate and articulate the spine through center. Maybe a gentle counter twist if that's for you. And then rotating back to neutral position. Allow yourself to take this time to take a boat pose. Your favorite boat, it could be itty bitty little dinghies. It could be a big catamaran. It could be any boat that serves your greater good, and find joy in the space. Find a smile and hug yourself in here. Nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and take it all the way down onto our backs. Make this very comfortable and juicy. You can take butterfly pose on your back with your feet together and the knees apart. You can allow yourself to adjust a little bit here so your natural arch, your spine returns. Those of you that happen to have a blanket or a towel or a thick mat, maybe you can roll it up and place it underneath your lower arch there. That might be really juicy and supportive, really luxurious for this expression. If you have blocks, you can prop yourself up and give yourself that support that you need. This is effortless. There is nothing to do in this particular pose. We are going into Shavasana. Shavasana. Nice. And then to flow right through, around, beneath. Take this time to offer any wiggles, any wobbles, any gentle itty bitty movements. Let it come out the mouth. And then just let yourself release. And here we will remain the next few minutes. I am Soham. And then begin to take a nice deep breath in and being one with this experience of consciousness, divine source. Being one with all things. You're welcome to remain in this space of Shavasana for as long as you like. Or slowly begin to awaken through subtle movement. And we'll join each other in a comfortable seated position at some point in the center of your mat. Remembering that you can remain as long as you need. You can pause this video and come back anytime that you need. We hold the space, not the breath. Chi Mudra, pointer finger and thumb touch, also known as Gaya Mudra. Backs of the hands resting on the knees. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Set the intention. Set the course. You are the co-creator. When life gives you choices, choose better. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Jai Bhagwan Ki Jai. Namaste. Collectively, we close our class with Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste. Namaste, Tanya. Namaste, Maru. Namaste, Tara. Namaste, Meditation Garden. And namaste, all of you. Thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow.